Welcome to our annual show about lifeguard safety, because the name of our show is Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie. And at the beginning of the summer season, we always do a show about lifeguard safety. And we have four great guests on the show tonight. And our first panel, they have a little bit of experience of lifeguarding. Try 87 years of experience. Marvin Weiss to my left, retired lifeguard, 46 years. And Mal McGarry to my right is the retired lifeguard director and the aquatic director, town of Hempstead. Brings 41 years of experience. And Marvin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Howard. And Howard, it really is, when you say lifeguard safety, it's really about ocean safety and beach safety. And I thank you for having us to be able to get the word out to everybody again, that how important everything is. And Mal and I are going to go over a few things, but then the two young men we're going to bring to the table later on will bring some experience that is far none, because they go out and they educate school systems and children at schools, but they'll tell you more about it. And then one of the lifeguards, Chris, will also speak to you in relation to the lifeguarding in other countries, which he has done, and he'll bring that to the table as well.
Wow, so we have a phenomenal panel, and folks out there, this is the type of videos, part 1 and 2, that really should be shared by a lot of people, because in very exact, vital terms, this video could save a life down the road. So without further ado, Mal, welcome to the show, and let's begin and have you share about rip currents and the essence of lifeguard safety. And again, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Thank you, Howie. We are in the business of saving lives. Every year in this country, unfortunately, 2,000 people drown every year. It's 20,000 people in 10 years. Actually, it's a little more. We want to stop that. One of the biggest attractive hazards we have on the South Shore of Long Island is the ocean. And we have some of the finest lifeguards on Long Island, but if you don't use them, nothing works. We have people that go down after bathing hours or before bathing hours. They go into the ocean, they don't know what they're doing, they get in trouble, and there's no one there to save them. And we want to just stress to people, if there's no lifeguard working, don't swim. Be careful. If you're not sure of the ocean, don't go in. Behind me is a picture of the rip currents that cause 90% of all rescues on the ocean front. It's a current of water. Every wave pushes tons of water onto the beach. The beach slopes slowly. You've all experienced it. As you get in the hard sand, it slopes down into the ocean, and that water rushes back into the sea. Sandbars offshore act like barriers, and they hold up the water from going back to sea. Eventually, a weak spot in the sandbar breaks, and it's like roaring rapids. The water shoots through that break in the sandbar. That causes a rip current. When lifeguards are on the stand, and sometimes they'll stand up and point to you and move you, they're moving you out of a rip current. They can see it. As lifeguards, we always say, watch the water. We're watching the people, but we're also watching the ocean, because the ocean's going to tell us what it's going to do. And when you see the rips, the bigger the waves, the bigger the rips. They're always there, though. Don't be lulled into a false sense of security that the waves aren't big today. There's not going to be rips. There's always rips. So, as the poster shows, if you get caught in this and you get pulled out, we will also tell you you're getting sucked out, and you are. I don't care if you're a great swimmer. You swim directly back into the rip current, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get exhausted, and the rip will bring you offshore. So if you find yourself swimming without lifeguards, which you shouldn't do, you find yourself being pulled out to sea, the best thing to do is first, do not panic. Calm down, keep yourself afloat, and as you can see, the rip is only going to go about 20 or 30 yards, maybe 30 at most. It's going to pull you out into deeper water, calm down, and then swim to the side. Imagine you're on a treadmill. You're working out on a treadmill, and the treadmill doesn't turn off. Do you keep running on the treadmill till you pass out? No, you jump to the side. That's how you get out of a rip. So swim to the side, and if you are swimming in front of lifeguards, they're on their way. They'll see it before you realize you're in trouble. But again, if you're swimming without lifeguards, calm down, don't panic, try to keep yourself afloat, and the escape is to the sides. And then you can slowly make your way to shore. People, unfortunately, again, go out with no lifeguards around, nobody to pull them out, and this is the tragedies that occur. Every year, unfortunately, on the South Shore of Long Island, we get tragedies where people swim when the lifeguards are not on duty, and then it's a bad situation. And we don't want that happening to anybody. We want to cut the 2,000 drownings down to 0. Unfortunately, New York State is, I think, the 4th leading state with accidental drownings in this country. And we need to cut that down. And just not in the ocean. Everywhere you go, you have water. We're on Long Island. There's docks, there's bays, there's lakes, there's ponds. People have backyard pools. Supervision is the #1 thing. If you have a young one and you're in water and you can't reach out, they're more than an arm length away from you, you're too far away. Supervision is the key thing that prevents a lot of these drownings. You're at the pool party. The kid just graduated high school. Everybody's having a good time. Nobody realizes the 4-year-old has slipped away as everybody goes to cut the cake. And unfortunately, this tragedy unfolds every year on Long Island. The little one gets into the pool. Sometimes they go over fences. Don't assume anything. If you have a pool, if you're in a situation at a lake, at a pond, at a river, watch the kids. And it's not just the kids, adults sometimes, because of, unfortunately, alcohol, they get in trouble also. They think they're better than they are, and they go in, and a lot of places, if the water's cold, in the beginning of the season, they don't realize the danger, and they get in trouble. So we want to make sure people are so vigilant. And also, if you have that pool party, and you realize there's a 4 or 5-year-old missing, it seems that the last place they look is the water. Go check the pool first. That's the first place you look. The goldfish pond. It could be the vat that was 3 hours ago full of ice and drinks, and now in the hot sun it's full of water. And little ones looking for the sippy cup, they've actually tumbled in and gotten in trouble. So we want to stop drowning. Again, the ocean is the big problem, but we want to make sure that no one drowns anywhere. And again, we can't stress enough supervision, supervision, supervision. If you come to the beach and you're not sure of surf conditions, talk to the lifeguards. Go up and talk to them. They'll tell you where some of the rips are popping up. They will inform you what's a good thing to be safe, and just listen to their judgment. When the lifeguards give you directions, follow their directions. The lifeguards around here are highly trained. They have to really work hard to become a lifeguard in Nassau County and use their expertise, because they're water people. They know how to get you out of trouble, but they can give you advice to stop you from even getting near the trouble. All of us, the assemblyman you just saw, my friend Marvin here, we've all worked as lifeguards. We have 2 great Long Beach lifeguards here. We've all seen it. We've all seen tragedy, and we don't like it. So please, always be aware. If you're in a body of water, let's say a lake or a bay, and you never jumped in before, feet first. Don't dive in. Don't break your neck because the water is dark and you can't see how deep it is. The first time you're jumping into a body of water that you're unsure of, feet first, always. It's worth the investment to hire an experienced lifeguard to watch the pool, so you can go and have a good time. If you don't want to do that and you have a backyard pool party, designate an adult who is hopefully in good shape, knows CPR, and can swim, and you designate him for the next hour. You're the lifeguard. You watch, that's all you do is watch the pool. Don't get on the buffet line, don't go get a beer. You're the main designated lifeguard, and safety will be the biggest thing in your life if that occurs. You don't want any tragedies. And it's just that supervision, when you go to the beach, especially watch your kids. They can go fast, they're runners, and they can be in ankle deep water, and a wave can come, and next thing you know, they're knocked over, and then they're pulled out by the rip. So safety on the ocean front, but safety everywhere on Long Island or on vacation is paramount. And again, supervision is the first thing.
Let's have a round of applause for Mal. That was great.
So when you look at the ocean, especially in Long Beach, we have the jetties or the groins, the rocks that jet out into the water. Those jetties, people come down to the beach, and they may be from other countries, and they think that being near the rocks is the safest place to be. Wrong. It's not. It's the worst place to be. The water comes in, it goes east or west, north or south, depending on the beaches that you're at, whether it be here in New Jersey. And once the water hits that jetty and swoops down the beach, it's got to go somewhere, and it's going to go out to sea. You don't want to be near them. The jetty or the rock groins are not your safety point. Don't go to the water, don't go near there. Stay away. And these days, the beaches all along our coast, whether it be the town of Hempstead beaches or the Long Beach beaches, have just been redeveloped. They've been filled with new sand. The new sand has made the bottom different, and it's more treacherous potentially than ever before. So like Mal said before, speak to the lifeguard, see where the lifeguards put their flags, and when the two young men come in earlier who are still working the beach, they'll fill you in on the daily routines that they've already experienced since they started working the beach on Memorial Day weekend.
Can't stress this enough. Never, ever go into the water without a lifeguard present. I want to thank Mal, great segment, and Marvin, and we're looking forward to another segment down the road coming up with Nick and Christopher, but that was great, and we hope, again, share these segments because you could be in a situation, caught in a wave, and remember what Mel said, could save your life. So we do this every year. It's vitally important. Mel, thanks for sharing. Marvin, thanks for sharing. Thank you, guys.